We stay hot. A 3-0 sweep, 22-7 run. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and you see this smile on my face. A 3-0 sweep. Bring out the brooms. It was beautiful. 22-7 run in the last 29. Let's keep it rolling. The grind still goes on. We got a long season ahead of us, but we got NBA Cup games today that we're going to be talking about. But two quick reminders: NFL Best Bets video, where we give out trends in our best sides and totals. That is out now, so go check it out. And then also the NFL player props and anytime touchdown. That video will be out late Friday night, like usual. So before we get into it, of course, Outlier, if you don't know, click that link below. You get a 7-day free trial. It's the best player prop research tool out there on the market. I use it every single day. If you want to be a long-term profitable bettor, you need tools like Outlier. I'm telling you, it has changed the way I do things. It's saved me a lot of time. It's awesome. So be sure to check that out. Click that link below for that 7-day free trial. But let's get into it, and that means it's time for the dad joke. So here we go. To the person that stole my dictionary, I have no words. Not bad. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday, that beautiful sweep. And then it's Friday, which means we're going to talk defenses versus the center position, the good and bad matchups, and then give our best bets and, of course, wrap it all up with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. If you have any time at all, leave a comment below to help this channel and the algorithm. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. Discord link is below. It's completely free to join. We don't charge for anything, and we have a lot of fun. We got a lot of smart people in there. We talk sports every single day. But let's get it rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. 3 beautiful green check marks. Cade Cunningham over 15.5 RAs. He had 9 at halftime, but he made it sweat it out a little bit. They did go into overtime, but before overtime, he still had 17. He got the job done in the fourth quarter with like 4 or 5 minutes to go. And then Stephon Castle, 5+ dimes. He had 2 at halftime and then absolutely crushed it. I think he ended with 7. So that was an awesome plus money winner there. And the Raptors +8 was an added play today. I really liked it. Scotty Barnes coming back, and Minnesota Timberwolves are just not the same team. The Raptors win outright. If I had any guts at all, I would have just bet them on the money line. But no unders, so the unders and player props are still 29 this season. There it is, 22-7 run. We have now been profitable in 12 of the last 16 days. Betting is freaking difficult, so let's celebrate this, but let's keep grinding. This is awesome. It's really fun to win, I'll tell you that. But anyways, overall record 64-45. We are now up 13.69 units on the season, and our next goal is 20. So let's keep grinding away. But before we get to those best bets, let's talk the big men. All right, if you're new to the channel, we do a different position every single day. Point guards starting on Monday, all the way to centers on Friday. First, we start out with the good matchups. Defenses giving up the most points to the center position this season. Now, we're doing something new. I know it might look new. Obviously, only the arrow is the only matchup you see, but the ones in green are the ones that actually play today. If that helps, leave a comment below. If it really doesn't, it doesn't make it look good, leave a comment. We're just trying it out just to help you know, like, okay, at least we know these guys are playing, even if it's not a top 10 matchup necessarily. But the only matchup here, the Nets facing Joel Embiid, 19.8 points per game facing the Nets, who have given up 23.4 to the center. And there you see up there at the top, Raptors giving up the most with the Wizards, Pistons, Spurs, and Jazz in the top 5. So take a screenshot. That's the points to centers. Now let's check out the rebounds. And as you can see, we have no matchups. We have a lot of people and teams playing. The top 3 teams are playing, but they're not facing a center that's averaging the most rebounds per game in the top 10 at least. But Jokic, Sabonis, Zubac, and Şengün are the ones playing. Isaiah Hartenstein, as you can see right there, he's only played 1 game. First game of the year, and he got 14 rebounds. So just keep that in mind on rebounds. But he's going to get some minutes because Chet Holmgren's out, and they need a center. So that's the rebounds. Now let's go check out the assists. And we have one matchup. It's the top one. The Clippers giving up the most assists to centers for whatever that's worth, 5.3. Sabonis is second of all centers, averaging 6.6 assists. No one can touch Jokic up there, obviously, at 11.7. But and then there's all the rest of the players and the teams that are playing today. So that's all the good matchups we have. Take a screenshot. Hopefully you get some winners and find some big men to ride there. And then now let's check out the tough matchups. And there we go. The Bucks, Hawks, Kings, and Blazers, all 4 teams that are giving up the fewest points per game to centers are playing today. So just keep that in mind. All the teams in green, obviously, are the ones that are playing just like before. Then rebounds, assists, like I said, assists to centers, it can mean something, but it's not huge. I'd obviously focus more on the points and rebounds part of it. But yeah, pretty surprising to see the Bucks and Hawks up there giving up the fewest points per game to the center position. So that's what we got for all the matchups for the big men. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to New Orleans, where the Pelicans host the Golden State Warriors. Warriors minus 10. Total in this game is 222.5. This is the first time I bet a team total this year. Give me the Pelicans team total under 106.5 at minus 115 on Bet365. I'm going to go half unit on it, just dipping my toes into the team total market. I usually like those more for baseball. But let's talk about this Pelicans. This is maybe the most injured team I've ever seen in my life. It's unbelievable. Here's the newest one. How about Brandon Ingram? You ever heard of him? He didn't play last game. He is now questionable to play. CJ McCollum still out. DeJounte Murray been out since game one. Zion still out. Jose Alvarado out. Herb Jones out. Misi now questionable. Jordan Hawkins questionable. The starting five for the Pelicans has the potential to be, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm trying to reach here, Brandon Boston, Elfrid Payton, Robinson Earl, Javonte Green, and Trey Jameson. I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. Doesn't even make sense to me. You could take the Warriors minus 10. I was close to taking it, either that or this one. I liked it when it opened at 8 or 8.5 at first, but as you can see by this outlier screenshot now, the team total Pelicans are under 106.5 in 11 of 16 games. But now let's change that. Let's look at this screenshot. Without McCollum and Zion, just those two main scorers, they are under this in 8 of 9 games this season, averaging only 98.11 points per game. And now they might be out Ingram, and then they're out some role players as well. So I just did it without McCollum and Zion. And now they face the Warriors. Warriors, we know, play good defense, giving up the 5th fewest points per game this season, the 4th best defensive rating in the NBA. The Pelicans faced the Warriors earlier this season. They scored 106 with Zion, with McCollum, and with Brandon Ingram all in the lineup. The Warriors are a little bit better at home defensively, but again, I don't think that really matters here. Who is going to score? Even if Brandon Ingram is in, let's just say he actually plays this game. He's not a guy who just creates for the entire offense and is just a one-man wrecking crew. I mean, he's just not that kind of player. And if he doesn't play, who's going to score? Even if he does play, who else is going to score a lot of points here? My only worry is that it's such a blowout in the fourth quarter. The Warriors have all backups in, and the Pelicans just get a bunch of garbage points on kind of rat ball, that kind of stuff. That's really my only worry. But I'm going to stick to a half unit on my first team total. So give me the Pels under 106.5 as my first best bet. This second one takes us out to Chicago, where the Bulls are hosting the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks minus 2. Total in this game is a humongous 244.5. So my best bet in this game, we're running this ish back. Give me Trae Young over 11.5 assists at minus 105 on DraftKings for 1 unit. It is a huge number. I never thought I'd taken over 11.5 assists, but we took this versus for Trae Young versus the Bulls just recently, like a week ago or whatever it was. That line was at 10.5. It has now gone up one, obviously, to 11.5. It doesn't matter. I still like it. This matchup is as good as it gets. The Bulls play at the fastest pace in the league, and it's not really that close. They also give up the most assists to point guards in the league. Young had 18 dimes on 23 potential assists versus Chicago. In that game, we bet him over 10.5. It was insane. Let's talk point guards versus Chicago recently. Dame had 10 dimes. That's right. He averages 7. Cade, 10 dimes. Van Vliet and Şengün had a combined 18 assists. Darius Garland had 9 assists. He averages 7. Trae Young averages almost 12 per game, guys. It's just insane. But Trae Young's stats, let's talk more about it. He's averaging 11.6 assists on 21 potential assists per game. He is over this humongous number already in 8 of 15. So he's already over this in over 50% of the game. So it's not like this number is saying that he has the best matchup ever or anything. 13 plus assists in 5 games this season. He's over this line in 4 of 7 road games. The potentials in the matchup are just ridiculous. I mean, we just have to take it as insane as it sounds when you really break down the numbers and what people have been doing against Chicago and what Trae Young does. It maybe should start at 12.5. It's insane to even say that out loud. But we have a guy who's done this in over 50% of his games already this season. It's the best possible matchup in the NBA. He already had over 20 potentials with 18 dimes against him earlier this season. The total is 244.5 for a reason. Give me Trae Young over 11.5 dimes as my second best bet. This third and final one takes us out to Philly, where the Sixers host the Brooklyn Nets. Nets plus 6. Total in this game is 218. This gives me my final bet on the video. I will have added plays in the morning. It'll probably be more player props because this one is not a player prop. Give me the Nets plus 6 at minus 110 on DraftKings. This is a half unit play for me. I mean, I'm sorry, but this 76ers team is absolute hot garbaggio right now. They are still not healthy. Tyrese Maxey's probably still a little limited. He's not back to his old self. And B does not look like 100%. Paul George is out for this game again. The 76ers are 2 and 12 and favored by 6 points over what I think has been a really scrappy, underrated Nets team so far. And if you don't know, let me talk about the Nets. They're 6 and 9 this year, but they are 10, 4 and 1 against the spread, 71.4%, the second best against the spread team in the NBA. They are the number one against the spread team on the road in the NBA at 6, 1 and 1. They've taken care of the ball, ninth fewest turnovers, great free throw shooting team, 80%, great 3-point shooting team, 37.7%, eighth best offensive rating. Looks like Cam Thomas will be playing in this game as well. Their weaknesses defensively and rebounding. Well, guess who sucks at rebounding and offense? That's the 76ers. That's right. In the 4 games with Embiid, they've averaged 96.25 points per game. That's not good. Embiid does not look as good as he should yet. I get it, big knee surgeries and all that, but you guys have watched it. You can tell by your eyes he's not quite there yet. There's not a ton of depth on this team. So with no Paul George, with Maxey limited, Embiid not himself, this is just not the same team right now. Now let's look at what the Nets have done versus some top tier teams this year. This season. And by the way, 76ers are the opposite of a top tier team. But they've lost by 4 to the Celtics, lost by 5 to the Cavs, lost by 2 to the Knicks, lost by 5 to the Nuggets. This team just plays teams close. That's what they do. Even some of the weaker teams, they play them close. But either way, close is fine with me because we're getting 6 points here. So on top of all that, you got Maxey accusing Embiid of being late to everything. You got Embiid trying to find who the snitch is. This team is an absolute mess, and now they are going to Philly. If the first quarter does not go well in Philly, this crowd will start turning on them. They will boo the crap out of them. We know how Philly fans can be. But, anyways, I think this is a close game. I think the Nets got a chance to steal this one and win it outright. But give me the Nets +6 for a half unit as my third and final best bet. Again, props, more bets coming in the morning will be in the pinned comments, X, and Discord. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Pelicans team total under 106.5 at -115 on Bet365 for a half unit. And then the 1 unit play so far, Trae Young over 11.5 times at -105. And then giving the Nets +6 for a half unit as my third and final bet. More will be coming in the morning, so stay tuned for that. Again, if you haven't already, go check out the NFL best game bets and week 12 trends. That video is out now. Thank you guys for watching. As always, it's been another awesome NBA week. Appreciate all the support day in and day out. But hope everyone has a great Friday, and we'll talk to you soon.